running out of scotch, and my son's going to be taking back his DVD camera here pretty soon. I got a countdown here. I got a countdown on my camera here all of a sudden, so I must have pressed some sort of weird button with a delay or something. Anyways, running out of scotch, and my son is going to be taking back his DVD camera here pretty soon, so I'm going to have to spend some time working on the website, or trying to do some sales, eBay sales or something. Maybe I'll sell all this stuff here that I've been making and get myself a DVD camera. Okay, but in the meantime, I've got one tape left, so I'm going to show you a whole bunch of stuff here as quickly as I can, and it'll be small little segments and stuff. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to do grass if you haven't done grass. One method I'm going to tell you, and the other one I'll just kind of show you. Okay, now you've seen those fuzzy animals, what they call them, stuffies, or like a stuffed teddy bear type animal. Okay, if you can find one with natural colored fur to it, like grasses which are yellows or sort of a golden brown or various shades of green. Okay, you can use those for grass, and when you're making your train while it's still wet, you put that piece of fun fur over top upside down and let it harden, and then when you pull the fun fur off, little bits of it are left sticking into your terrain. Okay, like don't stick it right in. Okay, just lay it on top. Okay, so that it's just stuck in. Okay, and then pull it off right when it's all dry, and you'll be left with bits of this fun fur sticking up just like grass, and they'll be all random. Pretty hard to plant them like that. It looks pretty good, okay? But the trick is finding the right colored stuffed animal or piece of fun for work. Okay. Other stuff you can get at the hobby store. This is I think it's probably horsehair that they've colored. Okay, I can't remember who makes it, but you can get it in all different shades. Okay, so I've got a nice straw golden yellow here, and then light green, sort of like a spring green, and then summer type colors. Okay, and it's it's basically just dyed hair. Okay, so how you work with this stuff is same way as I do drill a hole or something. See if we can zoom in on here. Is you take one of those a needle, a darning needle in this case is what I've used. Okay, and I've taken I've poked it in a piece of wood. Okay, and then I take wire cutters or needle nose pliers, and I bust the eye in half. Okay, so I'm left with basically like a forky prong type thing here. Okay, so what I do is you take some of this grass hair, right, and you put it inside your gotta bear with me, I'm blind as a bat here. I got bifocals and all kinds of stuff here, but I've got my wrong glasses on right now. So anyways, can you see that? Okay. Alright. I can now too. You take it and you put it on your pin, okay? And then you take your piece of terrain that you're putting grass on. Okay, we're going to put some up by this tree here. And then you just poke it in. Now I use foam, right? So when you poke it in, it's left standing there. Okay, you'll be missing a few pieces that didn't quite go in, so I gather those up with the fork, and I just kind of poke them in wherever. Okay, so I don't know, can you see that tall grass? Okay, so now I've got some tall grass stuck there, and what I'll do is take a little bit of watered down glue. When you get low, hey, put a little bit of water in your glue, and then you've got one of these that are nice watered down glue. I just put a little sprinkle of glue there, watered down glue, and then take a bit of your flocking dirt, whatever you colored the rest of it in, and then sprinkle that on there. Okay, and then you just bang it off, and you're left with nice grass. After, you can take your scissors. Where do I got some scissors? There's some scissors. You can take some scissors here and then trim them off to whatever height you want. Okay, blow off the excess, and you get the idea. It takes a little while, okay, and you have to make yourself something to stick the grass in there. But that works pretty good. That works really good for grass, especially if you want to do like, you know, tall grass by something, okay? The other grasses that I use is this stuff here. It's the static grass, okay? You coat your terrain with a watered down white glue or the gooping mixture or glue and paint mixed and stuff, and then while it's still wet you sprinkle this on top of it, hey, and you can kind of poof with the container, hey, like poof it out, or you can sprinkle it, or in my case is usually I'm making such little stuff that this becomes the tall grass, okay? So I'll use this stuff up for tall grass like on 15 mil scale, and the regular flocking, you know, stuff like this. This stuff is blended turf, it's called. Hey, it's a woodland scenic, but it's just like powdered, fine green dust. Eh, Games Workshop sells the same stuff, but it's a funky green. Hey, this is more realistic grass-looking green. Eh, so that becomes the small grass, and then the static grass becomes the tall grass. And then if I really need taller type stuff, well, then I can use, you know, the horsehairy type stuff. That's about all I know about grass. Not really. I know lots about grass, but gaming grass.